or the whole situation apparently seems to be linked to this long held old, very old accusation against one of the men who was involved in the alleged sexual assault of two of his half sisters. Now, clearly, this is very serious if it's true. Um, I would almost say that it's very sad, but I mean, I think at the same time you have to sort of talk about things like evidence and proof, details. How long ago was it? What were the natures of the accusations? What actually happened? And then also you got to talk about, if he was he 12 years old, 13 years old, or was he a grown man when this happened? I'm not gonna say that makes a big difference entirely, but I think the question becomes how far out do you go with this, and how broad do you make this, right? Do we take every single person who's ever done anything wrong to anybody in their life and basically say, you can't even make a movie about them, right? Really, like, because I mean, I'm sure even the thing is, women don't rape people, right? But women do other bad things to people. So if a woman, stole from people, like, Cardi B used to drug men, she admitted to this, right? She drugged them and she would rob them. She would never rape them because women don't typically rape men. They don't have an interest in doing that. They don't have to do that, right? And it would not that anybody would ever have to rape anybody, but they, they don't. That's not what they do. When women want to be hurtful to other people, which women can't hurt other people, they don't tend to rape. So what is it that a woman could do? I'd be curious to ask this question. This is a question I just openly would ask, at the risk of offending people, because I think my goal is to encourage you to think, what crime, name something in the chat, Kenyatta, Norvell, Taylor, anybody, what can a woman do, in her life at any point that would be so egregious, so heinous, so terrible that if they made a movie about her 50 years later, they would take that movie out of circulation? They would tell me yes or no, yes or no. Give me a yes or no. Can you think of anything that a woman could do that is egregious enough that if she's, a Cardi B, they would take away her whole career? If she is, an actress or actor, that she can't be in another movie. If they're making a movie about her and she's already gone, dead and gone, that they won't even make a movie about her because they found out she's a bad person. Like, for example, right, I see Mike B says nothing maybe kill a kid, says Carl for president. Right. And how often does a woman get accused of something like that, right? Now, the thing is, I'm not really trying to sit here and say that any of this is okay. I mean, nobody would ever say that any sort of assault is okay, right? Nobody would ever say assault is okay. But, I think that there's kind of this interesting challenge that men have, where, if you think about this process for a minute. There's been at least two major black movies that have celebrated strong black men in history: the Nat Turner movie and this movie. There aren't many others out there. And in both cases, both of those movies were taken down over an allegation of the men being accused of doing something to harm a woman in a sexual way.